The opinions expressed here are those of the students and do not necessarily reflect the positions of Tyler Junior College.
Epic interview teaser, and our TJC Jazz Ensemble prepares to perform at the East Texas State Fair this Saturday.
The drum beat starts right now.
Broadcasting live from Studio 1108 in Jenkins Hall on the campus of Tyler Junior College. This is The Drum Beat, bringing you the latest from students like us.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Imogen Brown.
And I'm Bailey Davis.
The TJC Jazz Ensembles will be performing at the East Texas State Fair this Saturday with a range of pieces from each group. Jazz 1 will be playing Blackbird Moving Day, Boomerang, Refrigerator, and Tour de Force. Jazz 2 will be playing Snake in My Boot, See If I Don't, Mambo Hot, and Hurricane Season. Make sure to catch the East Texas State Fair through September 29th.
From exploring ancient ruins to bringing anthropology to a younger generation, Dr. Keith Epic, a history and anthropology professor, shares a bit in common with the character Nathan Drake from the video game Uncharted. Dr. Epic is one of the founding members of the new anthropology program here at TJC. He also leads an excavation to Guatemala each summer, offering TJC students the chance to gain hands-on experience.
And that's when you start getting into really interesting stuff about like how the classic Maya viewed the world and how you can cope and the politics of having to cope with a dead ruler whose body is gone.
About the anthropology program at TJC and a full-length interview with Dr. Epic, check out the next issue of The Drum Beat on stands October 4th.
Coming up after the break, a conversation with Sherry Fuller, the Director of Foundations for Student Success.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
When I was 10, my mom got deported. We had a difficult time, and I feel that's why I didn't get to finish school.
Jessica has been through a lot in her life from early childhood.
My husband is really supportive in a way that he pushed me to go back to school.
She came in looking to complete her diploma. She had a family she had to take care of. Anytime she needed help, we provided her help. She realized that we were here for her.
She wants to have a career so her kids could look up to her.
My graduation, it was something I will never forget. I couldn't explain the emotion I was feeling because people like you and me sometimes may have doubts in ourselves, but I feel that everything's possible.
Jessica's future is brighter than ever.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back to The Drum Beat. Joining us is Sherry Fuller of the Director of Foundations for Student Success and the Title III Grant Project. So, tell us, Sherry, what is the Apache Next Steps?
Thank you, Victoria, for having me here today. I'm very excited to have the opportunity to share about the latest and greatest resource available to help students here at TJC through the Title III grant that TJC was awarded this past year. It's a 4-year grant that's allowed us to develop the Apache Next Steps Center, and various supports that are available to all current students here at TJC through our transfer and career success coaches and the many different types of workshops and events that we hold to really help students focus on the planning of what comes after TJC and to prepare for what comes next for them. And sometimes it's even just to figure out what comes next.
That's amazing. So what is your role in the Apache Next Step Center?
I have the privilege of being one of 4 staff members that are a part of the Apache Next Step Center. As the director, I coordinate a lot of the communication and engagement that we have with our faculty and staff here at TJC, a lot of the other support departments here at TJC that also assist students, but also coordinate the efforts of our professional development trainer and our coaches in the way that they support students through the different events and individualized student sessions that are offered through the Apache Next Step Center.
Absolutely. So talking about the other staff members, how do we know which staff member to make an appointment with?
That is a great question, Victoria, because of the 3 other staff members besides myself at the Apache Next Step Center, 2 of them are directly available to students. The professional development trainer is actually 100% focused on helping the faculty and staff at TJC and learn and grow new and innovative teaching ways and methods and activities to engage students in the classroom. The other 2 members of our staff, the coaches, are available to students through the events and the individualized sessions that we mentioned earlier. And really, no matter where a student is at in their journey at TJC, we have someone to help them with wherever that they're at in that journey. And sometimes it might mean utilizing both of those coaches. Many times it may be a student needs to figure out what major they need to pursue that's a great fit for them. Maybe it's seeing the different job opportunities and learning about occupational data affiliated with that, or learning interview or job skills searches and how to make that happen for them. So we really focus on the career side, but also the transfer side. The transfer coach helps you choose a university, figure out a major that you can pursue there, and how to actually bridge over to that university post-TJC. So basically, if a student reaches out to the Apache Next Step Center through EAB or phone or email or even information located on our website, we will definitely connect them with either both of the coaches that they need to connect with or the one to start with.
That's great for students. So what should these students bring, if anything, to these appointments?
Our appointments technically do not require any type of preparation beforehand. We encourage walk-ins depending on kind of the needs of the student as to what may be needed to be done beforehand. Many times our coaches, if a student schedules a session, they will reach out to the student and have a preliminary conversation about what they think their needs might be. Because we are a new service, many times, especially if it's looking at transferring to a university, our transfer success coach likes to dive in and gain extra information and compile things before that session so that when that student comes in for the session, they're able to maximize that student's time and spend 100% of that time engaged with the student and sharing resources and information as opposed to looking things up. We really want to help students use all their time in the best way that they can because we know they don't have a lot of extra time. So we want to conserve that for them and make it valuable time that's spent with that coach. So many times if a student is choosing a major, we might suggest in that preliminary conversation that they do a focus to career assessment. And through a lot of the EDUC classes, learning frameworks in particular, those professors may even have students do focus to as an assignment. And so many times students have already completed that prior to our session. And of course, based on the needs of the students, sometimes that assessment isn't even valid to what they're coming in for. If they're looking for resume help or job search help and things like that, that career assessment may not necessarily be pertinent. So it's all about the student and what their needs are.
Absolutely. So how far into the future can you plan with students and their education? Are we talking university or even postgraduate education?
All the above, Victoria, because it is never too early to start planning your future. Whether you're in your first semester at TJC, go ahead and start planning for what comes next. Really, depending on the pathway that you have, it really kind of charts out what comes next. And It really gives you the benefit of having a plan as to what comes next, and it can really help lessen stress by having a plan and having your steps laid out, but also having that coach to encourage you through that. So there's never too late or too early of a time to start that. Even if a student is on the cusp of graduating, by all means, come in right away and let's get started on that. Don't put it off until they transfer to university. We can definitely help them here, but also at the very beginning of that journey, once they've enrolled and gotten cemented in here at TJC, we can help them move forward and plan.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Sherry, for joining us on the show today. Coming up after the break, we'll have more with Sherry Fuller.
I surrender.
All right, pal. Get ready for the day, buddy.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. Do we have a gun?
What's that?
Do we have a gun?
Jason, let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner. Go.
Excellent. Soccer is fun. Yeah, I saw you guys out there.
Welcome back to the Drum Beat. We're back with the Director of Foundations for Success, Sherry Fuller. So tell us, Sherry, what type of workshops do you offer?
We offer a variety of workshops to all students, and it is completely up to the student what they feel like they might need in their journey at this point, because we offer career workshops that are related to building a resume, preparing for interviews, all of those professionalism and career-based topics that are needed to help students prepare for the workplace and enter the workforce strong and to be competitive for those jobs that are out there. All of those different topics are listed under the career workshops. Our transfer success coach, Carly Malden, conducts also a wide variety of transfer-related items that are on how to choose a university, how to choose a major, how to adjust from TJC going to a university setting, or even how to get settled here at TJC if this is your first semester here currently. So there's a wide variety of things to really connect students with where they're at in their journey and plan to move forward. All of our workshops can be accessed through OrgSync or the Apache access portal that students have on the calendar that's listed there on that main page. Our workshops typically are going to be on Wednesdays about noon in Rogers Student Center on the 3rd floor in room 314, and that's great timing for students to come by in between classes, but also maybe a student participates in online classes and they're not able to come to campus, or maybe they're not able to come to campus during that time. So we also offer many online opportunities as well that students can participate in. And we're also in the process of recording our different workshops and putting them in a repository for our faculty and staff to be able to access, or students even in the future. So even if a workshop just transpired, they'll still be able to access that information at the drop of a hat when they need it.
Those are some great resources. So how can students get to know you and the rest of the staff?
Oh, through all of our different events. We really enjoy those individualized sessions that we hold in the Apache Next Step Center, but we have also found through our recent events that we've had 2 business and industry visits this past month, one to Delic Refinery, the other to Eastman Chemical. We've had engineering students and science students, industrial maintenance and welding, a wide variety of students attend our business and industry visits because that really gives them the opportunity to see a corporation in the works, so to speak, to meet with their HR personnel, to see and speak with people in the roles that they possibly want to be in the future. But it also gives us a great talking point and time to spend with students in those hours that that visit occurs, to really build that rapport and to help students feel comfortable about coming in and saying, hey, I'm needing help with this, and us being able to jump in there and say, you bet, we can help you with that. So just kind of spending time at those events that are on campus, because we also have our transfer fair that's held each month. We're available at the beginning of each month to have all these different universities come. So we like to just visit with students as they come through and get to know them. And all of our events are also listed in our weekly newsletter. So if students want to receive that, we can certainly connect them with that so they can find out about all the opportunities that we can connect with them and visit, because coached students are successful students. When you think about it, football or soccer or any other sport, during the game, those coaches are involved and they're rooting those students on and giving them support and advice. It's the same thing with college. Why not have a coach that helps you through that time, encouraging you and giving resources? That's what we're here for.
Absolutely. So can you give us some common reasons that students would go to the Apache Next Step Center?
Absolutely. The benefits of attending the planning sessions and the resource sessions that we offer to students through our events and our services can be immense because, number one, it really helps students maximize all of their resources, whether that's time, effort, or funding, because it really helps you choose something that's a great fit for you, so you're starting off on a foot that you're not going to have to take a step backwards and reset with a major or a different job target, or taking a lot of classes that maybe aren't connected to the thing you're ultimately wanting to do in life. So that can really maximize all of those things, but also, as we mentioned previously, having a plan really alleviates a lot of the stress that students can have about what comes next, and knowing that they have the resources and the support through our coaches to make that happen. It can really, because it turns out figuring out what you want to do for the rest of your life and how you're going to make that happen can be a little bit stressful. So we have found that the rapport and the connections that we build with our students can many times be advantageous in addition to just having information and resources too.
Definitely. So what sort of job fairs can students look forward to in the future?
So we are the 9th junior college in the state of Texas to be participating in a job platform called Handshake. It's universal use in the past has really been with the university setting. So we're very glad to have brought on in the last month or two Handshake. All of our students have received an email inviting them to access their account and activate that. If they haven't done that, they can come visit with us and we can help them make that connection. So all of these thousands of employers that students at the university level have access to, our students are going to have access to now. So we're going to start compiling from this list on Handshake the local employers to come to our in-person and online job fairs that we're looking to hold in the near future. So currently we're building that bank and making those availabilities, kind of banking them for our students in the meantime so that we're preparing for those great events that we're really looking forward to holding in the future for our students, but also being able to connect them not with just part-time or full-time jobs, but internships. And we also want to start building that bank of mentors for students, or maybe they need to do shadowing and things of that nature. Those are all resources that we want to build into place for our students in the future.
That's amazing. So with these job fairs, both online and in person, would you help students with their attire, what they need to wear, what they need to bring, and everything else?
Sure, all the above, absolutely. Through our workshops, those are kind of planned beforehand that have about a 45 to a 50-minute concentration on those specific topics that you just listed. But if a student misses that, or maybe they have a concern about any of those things, they're more than welcome to come in and visit with Randy Roberts, our career coach, and talk about those things, because they're really kind of the expert in the field, so to speak, that can help that student have the resources and the information that they need to be successful, not only in those job interviews, but those in the future. Plus, interview skills. That's something that stresses a lot of students out because it's something they feel like they need to practice, and many people haven't had that opportunity previously. So really having a coach that can give them tips and pointers, but also attending our mock interview event that we're going to have in the spring prior to the job fair would definitely be recommended as well.
These are all some amazing resources. Is there anything else that you would like to add?
I would just encourage students to connect with our coaches, check out our events, because those are evolving based on the needs of students. And, you know, if there isn't something listed that they feel like they really need, come by and see us and let us know. If there's a particular university that maybe you're wanting to come to our transfer fair, we would love to hear from you, because we want to make sure that they're going to be there and available to answer your questions, to help you that bridge over process for those universities, but maybe also connect you with some workplaces and visit those types of industries if they have an interest of, or maybe they've always thought it would be really cool to visit a particular place or site in the industry. We would love to pursue those for students. So we want it to be based on the needs and interests of students, definitely. So we encourage them to connect with us, to read our newsletter that we send out, and to communicate with us so that we can make it all about them.
Thank you so much for being with us today. Coming up after the break, we ask students what they do to handle stress on this week's Drumbeat on the Street.
Welcome back to the Drumbeat. We have one last story for you.
On this week's Drumbeat on the Street, we ask students how they are managing stress this test-filled weekend.
Honestly, I work on things I'm passionate about. I just came from gardening club, so that's really what I like to do. Is I like to go sit in the greenhouse and work on getting some of the invasive plants out of there and replanting some of the ones that need replanting.
I usually go to the gym, or I'll take a drive around, or I just watch some TV or hang out with my girlfriend, something like that.
I just try to maintain a structure, like a routine, and then I try to do self-care things like working out. That releases a lot of stress for me.
I just try to not put studying so much at a time so I don't stress myself out, and go outside and relax and hang out with my friends and enjoy myself, and just balance self-care and mentally so I can stay happy and not be depressed?
I just smile and keep on pushing. That's my honest answer.
That does it for us here at The Drumbeat. Thank you for joining us today.
And remember, you can always find the latest news at thedrumbeat.com or by downloading the Drumbeat app.
The opinions expressed here are those of the students and do not necessarily reflect the positions of Tyler Junior College.